Hey guys, welcome back to One All's Pub. Bar top here in front of you, you see a Kershaw box. Actually not one of my knives. I guess you could call this a guest blade. But really, the owner of this knife doesn't even know he owns it yet. I bought this as a gift for a friend of mine whose birthday is today. Well, I don't know if his actual birthday is today. The party's tonight. Anyway, we're going over there, and I thought I would. He likes knives. Not maybe as crazy about it as me and obsessive about it as me, but he definitely likes and carries a knife. So I picked him up a nice little EDC for him here, and I thought I would just give it a little bit of a not really a review, just kind of a show and tell introduction to it, initial impression maybe. It is the Injection 3.5. There we go, the Todd Rexford design. So let's get it open and take a look at it real quick. Oh, I have had it out of the box and fondled it a little bit because you have to do that, make sure it's good before you give it as a gift. You got to make sure there's nothing wrong with it, and there is nothing wrong with it. It's actually a very nice knife. For the money, it's an incredibly nice knife. Actually, I picked it up for less than $30, and I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. Kershaw is really putting out some nice stuff these days, and from a budget perspective, not just Kershaw, there's just a lot of really good, inexpensive knives out there right now. Anyway, again, I'm not going to really do like a full-on review. I'll let Bert do his due diligence there and post up the specs for us. I will tell you one thing that's interesting about it, is it's called the 3.5, and if you measure it from here to the tip, it is indeed 3.5. Now, the standard kind of way to do it is from the furthest point of the handle to the tip is your standard way of measuring a blade length, and when you measure from there to there, it actually comes in closer to 3 1/4. So apparently they were measuring from this point, and if you draw a line straight up that line, you can see there's about a 1/4 inch difference or so there. Not sure why they do that. I guess calling it the Injection 3.25 didn't sound good to the marketing guys. I don't know. At any rate, I noticed that because when I first put it in my hand, I was like, it seems a little shorter than a full-on 3.5 inch blade, because usually you have something that's 3.5 inch from its longest point at the handle, and then other points of the handle which are further back make the blade appear even longer. So again, this really is a 3 1/4 inch blade, I would call it. But regardless, has really nice, really nice ergonomics. No jimping per se, but no big deal. Very nice, attractive, decorative pivot there with just a standard Torx head in the middle, so easy to adjust. You can see it is China made, 8CR13 MOV, Rexford design. The G10 has the appearance of like a polished G10, or kind of like when I first took it out of the box, I thought it looked like a lot like the G10 you see on a Buck Vantage Pro, but it actually isn't that slick. It's actually got some pretty good bite to it. It really has a deceptively good feel to it for how it looks. I mean, so it's really cool. Pocket clip is pretty stout. I mean, if this was my knife, I would be doing some work on that pocket clip to get it to loosen up, because it's overly stout. I mean, that doesn't need to be that stiff, but that's an easy fix. Otherwise, it's a nice looking pocket clip. The blade is just this beautiful, gorgeous drop point, nice, simplistic shape. Simple, I guess. I don't mean that as pejorative. It's just a nice, clean, aesthetically pure shape. Very nice belly on it, and actually it has a very nice. I haven't tested the edge, but just the grind itself is very symmetrical, and that's nice. It's speed blasted like a lot of the Kershaw budget knives are, China-made knives. And I do wish it was satin finished to kind of match this pivot. That would really, and the thumb studs, which I'll get to in a minute, that would really set this knife off and really class it up. It might cost a few bucks extra, so I guess the bead blasting is just the most economical thing to do. But the satin would really make this nice, and then put a satin clip on it too. To those thumb studs, they are actually one of the highlights of this knife. If you get in here and look, if I can get the camera to focus, they have been decorated themselves. They have like little scallops cut out around them. Focus. See that? It adds to both traction and looks, frankly. It really classes the knife up. Honestly, these are just some fantastic thumb studs, both visually and functionally. Have not, man, some of the best I've felt, actually. I really like them. Those little scallops give you a little bit of bite, and they look really nice, and it's just a nice tall post. They're not, they don't taper, they don't like form a volcano or a pyramid, you know. They're just, I like a nice thick straight edge thumb stud that you get a good purchase on, and these you get really good purchase on. Of course, dual thumb stud, so it's ambidextrous in that regard, and the clip can go on either side, but it is tip up only. Centering is dead spot on perfect, which is very nice. Lock up, it's a liner lock, and the liner lock is what I would call perfect, right on the money. It's exactly where I like to see a liner lock be. And wow, rock solid. I mean, really. I mean, you can muscle it and get just a little bit of a wiggle, maybe, and you could probably tighten that out by messing with the pivot. I'm not going to mess with it, but for the money you're paying for this, that's very nice lockup, and no complaints at all, and buttery smooth. I don't know what's inside it. I'm going to assume. Oh no, you can see it there. It is phosphor bronze bushings. You can see the glint of the bronze there. Very, very buttery smooth. Wow, I mean, they've really come a long way. And this is just another reason I don't like assisted opening knives, because, man, you get just a manual opening knife, and that smoothness is so nice, and you just don't get that when you put a spring in there. It screws that whole effect up, and I just love that feel of a buttery smooth knife. Flicks open awesome with those thumb studs. Great ergonomics. Like I said, G10 is really nice. The liners are not skeletonized in any way, so it is a little chunkier maybe than it needs to be, but it's 4.4 ounces. I personally don't think it's heavy at all. I like it. If they would mill those out, I'm sure they could probably get it down to 4 or just under. But again, we're talking, you know, additional machining time means additional price, so I actually don't mind the full liner, so I would take it for the cost, no problem at all. I carry heavier knives than this all the time, so considering its size, it's not bad at all. Just a very nice, well-made, well-designed, by Todd Rexford, economical budget knife. They also make the 3-inch version, but 3.5 is, or 3.25 in this case, but this is much more my style and my speed. The 3-inch to me would be a little bit small, probably. I mean, I would like it, don't get me wrong, but I would carry this one over the 3-inch almost any day. I just tend to like a little bit bigger knife. But yeah, very, very nice knife. You guys should, if you're looking for a budget knife, I got this on Amazon for like $29 and change. You really, you can't hardly beat that. You know, you take this and like the Utilitac by Ontario, and of course the Rat 1 and 2 folders and all that. There's just some really good economical knives out right now that are worthy of attention. Yeah, China made. If that bothers you, then you know you may want to look elsewhere. But you're not going to buy an American-made knife for $30 with this kind of quality and design features and whatnot. It's just the fact. So, you know, it is what it is. All right. Check it out. See what you think. I may actually get one for myself. We'll see. After I give this one away and I get, we'll see if I miss it. If after a couple of weeks I'm still thinking about it, I'll probably pop the $30 or $29 and change myself. All right, that's 1 all 2 cents, guys. Keep the change. Sláinte.